Welcome, insomniacs and thrill seekers, to your new nightmare. Do you ever feel a prickle on the back of your neck? A sense that something unseen watches you from the shadows? Do you hear whispers in the dead of night? Whispers that promise chilling secrets? We all have those moments, those times when the veil between reality and the terrifying unknown seems paper thin. Here, on this channel, we delve into those moments, those unsettling stories that lurk just beneath the surface. We'll explore the darkness that lives in abandoned asylums, the malevolent entities that haunt ancient forests, and the bone-chilling encounters that plague everyday lives. So, gather close, light a candle if you dare, because tonight, we're going to make you afraid of everything.
The Whispering Wheels. Nestled amongst rolling hills, a tattered house watched over Maple Street. Abandoned for decades, it held the whispers of a tragedy, young Tommy and his vanished toy car. Dust coated the windows, secrets clinging to the sagging roof. Fearful tales hung heavy in the air, a chilling reminder of the boy who never came home. One restless night, the silence cracked. Laughter, the kind that belonged to daring children, echoed through the deserted streets. Led by Sarah, a curious girl with eyes alight for adventure, a group of friends found themselves at the foot of the haunted house. Curiosity, like a mischievous sprite, urged them forward. Creaking steps groaned under their weight as they ventured inside. Dust motes danced in the pale moonlight that filtered through broken windows. Sarah's gaze landed on a forgotten corner, where a simple wooden toy car lay. Chipped paint and wobbly wheels couldn't hide the strange pull it exerted on her. Unease prickled at Sarah's skin, but she reached out and picked up the car. A sudden chill swept the room, the air turning thick and cold. The children exchanged nervous glances. Before fear could take root, the toy car twitched, a movement almost imperceptible. Then, in a burst of unexpected energy, it lurched to life. Wheels spun wildly as the car raced across the dusty floor. It defied physics, weaving between furniture with impossible grace. Terror replaced curiosity in their eyes. With each frantic movement, the toy car seemed possessed, its energy growing more erratic. Sarah's heart hammered against her ribs. They were no longer in control. This wasn't a game, but a force beyond comprehension. Sensing their fear, the car screeched towards them, a malevolent spirit trapped within its chipped form. Panic spurred them into action. Sarah yelled, leading the frantic escape through the dusty halls. The haunted car remained in hot pursuit, its ghostly headlights cutting through the darkness. Just as hope dwindled, Sarah spotted an attic door hanging open, beckoning like a life raft. With a burst of adrenaline, they clambered up the rickety stairs, slamming the attic door shut behind them. Silence descended, broken only by their ragged breaths. A temporary reprieve, they knew. Then, from the shadowy corners, the unmistakable sound of rolling wheels echoed. Dread filled Sarah's stomach. The car, bathed in an eerie glow, emerged from the darkness, inching closer. Trapped, Sarah watched helplessly as the ghostly form of the toy car engulfed them. The whispers of the wind seemed to carry a name: Tommy. The legend of the haunted toy car continued, a chilling reminder of a lost boy and the car that became his restless echo. But for Sarah and her friends, it was a nightmare etched forever in their memories, fueled by the whispers of the wheels and the ghost of a child. Whispers in the Willows. Willow Creek, a town nestled amongst towering trees and rolling hills, held a secret Hawthorne house. The once grand Victorian mansion loomed, a brooding giant shrouded in whispers. Boarded windows stared out like vacant eyes, and the once proud facade crumbled under the weight of neglect. The Peterson family, oblivious to the rumors, saw potential in the decaying structure. They envisioned restoring it to its former glory, a fresh start nestled within the whispering willows. But as weeks turned into months, the house began to resist their efforts. Doors slammed shut with unseen force, footsteps echoed through empty halls, and objects vanished, only to reappear in unsettling locations. Mrs. Peterson brushed it off as the settling of an old house, but Mr. Peterson couldn't silence the prickling unease that spread through him. The house felt watched. One stormy night, the wind howled a mournful song, rain lashing against the windows. The Petersons were jolted awake by a scream, chilling and raw, clawing its way down from the attic. Heart hammering against his ribs, Mr. Peterson grabbed a flashlight, his wife close behind. Each step up the creaking stairs amplified the screams, culminating at the attic door. With trembling hands, Mr. Peterson pushed it open, revealing a scene ripped from a nightmare. Cobwebs draped dusty furniture, and a suffocating dread hung heavy in the air. But it was the figure in the corner that stole their breath. A spectral form, translucent and hollow-eyed, drifted like smoke caught in a ghostly breeze. Mrs. Peterson choked back a scream, while Mr. Peterson stood frozen, locked in a silent stare with the apparition. Then it moved. With an unsettling grace, the figure glided across the attic floor. It beckoned with a spectral hand, its voice a chilling whisper that scraped down their spines. "Leave," it rasped, the sound echoing through the dusty air. "This place is cursed. No peace awaits those who stay." Panic seized them. They turned and fled, scrambling down the stairs and out into the storm. Reaching the safety of their car, they cast a terrified glance back. Hawthorne House stood defiant against the tempestuous sky, and in the attic window, a pair of eyes burned with an unnatural light, a silent guardian forever bound to its haunted domain. The Petersons never returned. Hawthorne House became a monument to their fear, a chilling reminder that some whispers in the willows hold a terrifying truth. The townsfolk continued to speak of the attic ghost in hushed tones, a cautionary tale for anyone who dared to trespass on the cursed mansion's shadowed grounds. Oakwood's unsolved mystery. On the forgotten fringes of town, Oakwood Elementary stood like a mausoleum of memories. Shattered windows gaped like empty eyes, casting long shadows across the overgrown playground. Years of neglect had choked it in silence, but tonight, a sliver of moon peeked through the clouds, illuminating a restless energy within its decaying walls. As midnight chimed, a group of thrill-seekers, led by the fearless Emily, gathered at the rusted gates. Ignoring whispers of local lore, they ventured inside. The air hung thick with dust and decay. Flashlights danced across peeling wallpaper in abandoned classrooms, revealing strange symbols like cryptic warnings on the walls. Unease prickled at their skin, but Emily, fueled by a morbid curiosity, urged them deeper. A hidden staircase, swallowed by darkness, beckoned from the heart of the school. It promised a descent into the unknown, a plunge into the school's forgotten past. The air grew colder with every step, whispers swirling around them, disembodied voices echoing from the school's tortured soul. Suddenly, a child's laughter, light and playful, shattered the oppressive silence. It sent shivers down their spines, a stark contrast to the chilling whispers. Driven by a morbid fascination, Emily led them further, determined to unearth the source of Oakwood's sinister reputation. Deep within the labyrinthine basement, they stumbled upon a chamber bathed in an eerie, flickering candlelight. Its walls pulsed with the glow of strange sigils. A chilling altar sat in the center, adorned with unsettling artifacts and relics from a forgotten past. Dread settled upon them like a shroud, a suffocating realization that they had stumbled upon something far beyond their understanding. Panic surged as the doors slammed shut, trapping them within the chamber. They were not alone. An unseen presence lurked in the shadows, its gaze heavy with malice. Desperation clawed at them. Escape routes shifted and mocked them, twisting the corridors into an inescapable maze. Time dissolved into a swirling vortex of terror. Shadows danced and contorted in the flickering candlelight, weaving tales of unspeakable horrors and buried secrets. Their sanity frayed at the edges, consumed by the darkness that pressed in from all sides. Their screams for help were swallowed by the echoes of forgotten children, eternally trapped within the confines of Oakwood. Dawn painted the sky with streaks of light, but the school remained silent, its secrets buried beneath layers of dust and neglect. The teenagers vanished without a trace, their fate a haunting footnote in Oakwood's unsolved mystery. As the wind whispers through the halls, a chilling laugh cuts through the stillness, a chilling reminder of the school's darkness and the whispers of the forgotten that forever echo within its walls. The Infinite Stairwell. Atop Whispering Heights crouched Blackwood Manor, a skeletal silhouette against the dying light. The mansion, abandoned for generations, was a graveyard of secrets, its whispers echoing on the wind. But whispers weren't all it held. Legend spoke of a staircase, hidden deep within, that led to a place far more sinister. One stormy night, fueled by bravado and a thirst for the unknown, a group of teenagers dared each other to enter the mansion. Sarah, ever the curious one, led the charge. Flashlights in hand, they pushed through overgrown hedges and creaky doors, the mansion's stale air clinging to them like cobwebs. Dust motes danced in the flickering beams of their lights as they ventured deeper. The decaying grandeur of the place sent shivers down Sarah's spine, a mix of fear and fascination. In the distance, a shadowy form beckoned the staircase, its warped silhouette twisted upwards, seemingly defying physics. Goosebumps erupted across their skin as they drew closer. The air grew colder, the floorboards groaning ominously beneath their hesitant steps. Reaching the base, the staircase loomed like a skeletal maw waiting to devour them. Yet Sarah, fueled by a strange compulsion, led the way. Each step echoed through the oppressive silence, the darkness swallowing the light from their flashlights. With every turn, the staircase seemed to shift, morphing into a labyrinth with no beginning or end. Panic clawed at their throats. Trapped. Suddenly, the flashlights sputtered and died, plunging them into an abyss. Screams ripped through the darkness as they stumbled blindly, hands outstretched, searching for anything familiar. The staircase mocked their attempts, twisting further into the inky blackness. Visions of unseen horrors flickered in the corners of Sarah's vision, fueled by the icy tendrils of fear that snaked around them. But then, amidst the chaos, a spark ignited within her, a spark of defiance. Gritting her teeth, Sarah reached out, her fingers grasping onto the cold metal railing. With a deep breath, she closed her eyes and whispered a plea, a beacon of hope in the suffocating darkness. And as she did, the shadows began to recede. The staircase, now bathed in an ethereal light, unraveled before them, its grotesque form exposed. Exhausted and shaken, they clambered out of the mansion, the rising sun painting the sky with streaks of gold. They had escaped the infinite stairwell, but the memory of its suffocating darkness would forever be etched in their minds. Blackwood Manor stood as a silent sentinel, its secrets kept, for now. But the legend of the haunted staircase would live on, a chilling reminder that the greatest darkness often resides not in shadows, but within the hearts of those who dare to tempt it. A playground lost. Willow Creek's heart held a hollow echo, the forgotten playground. Swings swayed with a mournful creak, and the rusted merry-go-round groaned, a lonely lullaby for a bygone era. Whispers of restless spirits and forgotten tragedies clung to the overgrown shrubs and dilapidated structures like cobwebs. One moonlit dare led a group of teenagers to its gates. Sarah, fearless and drawn to the macabre, led the charge. Alex, the ever-skeptical one, trailed behind. Emily, a jumble of nerves and curiosity, clung to Sarah's side. Jake, the thrill-seeker, bounced with anticipation. Rust scraped against rust as they entered. A cold tendril snaked down spines, and a heavy silence pressed down, broken only by the wind's mournful sigh. Sarah, fueled by the thrill of the unknown, ignored it. They ventured deeper, their footsteps crunching on cracked pavement, a stark contrast to the joyous echoes the park once knew. Emily's gasp shattered the quiet. Half buried in the dirt lay a weathered journal. Its worn pages whispered secrets, cryptic writings, and faded sketches of shadowy figures. Entries spoke of a heart-wrenching accident, of vanished children claimed by the park's cruel embrace. Unease settled on the group, a cold hand clutching their curiosity. They pressed on, drawn to an old carousel. Its once vibrant horses were now chipped and peeling, a grotesque parody of their former glory. Ignoring a prickle of unease, Jake, fueled by bravado, climbed aboard. A sudden gust of wind howled through the park, sending chills down their spines. Jake's laughter turned to a blood-curdling scream. His body contorted, marionette-like, pulled by unseen strings. With a final shriek, he vanished into the darkness, leaving a chilling silence in his wake. Panic seized them. They ran, hearts pounding a frantic rhythm against their ribs. The park, once familiar, seemed to twist and distort. Shadows danced at the edge of their vision, and whispers filled their ears, weaving tales of terror. Desperate, they stumbled upon a ramshackle house nestled amidst the trees. Hoping for refuge, they pushed open the creaking door. Inside, the air hung heavy with echoes of the past. Faded photographs and broken toys lined the walls, remnants of lost laughter and forgotten joy. The house became a stage for their worst fears. Visions of the past flickered before them, children playing, then dissolving into screams of despair, swallowed by the darkness. A shadowy figure stood at the heart of it all, its eyes burning with an unnatural light. Driven by a newfound courage, Sarah rallied her friends. They faced their fears, a desperate stand against the encroaching darkness. As the first rays of dawn kissed the horizon, they emerged, shaken but victorious. The forgotten playground was still, the whispers silenced. Leaving the park behind, they carried the weight of their experience. It was a chilling reminder, a line blurred between curiosity and madness, a glimpse into the darkness that lurks within, waiting to be unleashed. The echo of the playground's forgotten laughter, and the chilling screams that replaced it, would forever be etched in their memories. Echoes in the Attic, a haunting unearthed. Shallowburg, a town shrouded in mist and nestled amongst whispering pines, held a chilling secret: McCready Manor. This abandoned mansion, a skeletal silhouette against the fog-laden hills, whispered tales of tragedy and restless spirits. Local teens, fueled by bravado and campfire dares, often tested their courage by venturing into its decaying halls. One crisp autumn evening, Sarah, a girl with a thirst for the unknown, sat by a crackling bonfire with her friends. As spooky stories danced on the flames, Sarah tossed out a challenge: a night in McCready Manor, to face the whispers head-on. Nervous laughter and hesitant glances met her proposal, but fueled by youthful bravado, they agreed. Under the cloak of darkness, they approached the mansion. A cold tendril snaked down Sarah's spine as they crossed the threshold. Inside, dust motes danced in the moonlight filtering through broken windows, and the scent of decay hung heavy in the stagnant air. Creaking floorboards sang their mournful song as they ventured into the labyrinthine corridors. Sarah leading the way with a flashlight in one hand and a peculiar discovery in the other. An old leather-bound journal tucked away in the attic. The journal, its pages yellowed with age and secrets, seemed to hum with an unseen energy. Handwritten entries detailed the lives of the Macready family, tragedies etched in ink. As Sarah turned the brittle pages, an unsettling feeling prickled at her, an invisible hand guiding her exploration. Hours bled into midnight. The group huddled in the grand library, their nerves jangling like wind chimes in a storm. Drawn to the journal's cryptic allure, Sarah began to read aloud, tales of love and loss intertwining with whispers of betrayal and vengeance. With every word uttered from the ancient parchment, a palpable chill settled in the room. Candle flames flickered wildly, casting grotesque shadows on the walls. The air grew thick and oppressive, a suffocating weight settling on their chests. Then it began. A mournful wail, soft at first, echoed through the darkness, followed by the unmistakable sound of footsteps, slow, deliberate, and drawing closer. Panic surged through them. They weren't alone. Something sinister, something hungry, lurked within the mansion's decaying walls. Sarah clutched the journal tighter, its weathered cover grounding her in a world teetering on the edge of reality. Desperation fueled their escape. They fled deeper into the labyrinth, their footsteps echoing off the dusty walls. But the mansion seemed to twist and contort, its hallways morphing into a relentless maze. The mournful wails intensified, a chorus of the damned echoing through the emptiness. Reaching the crumbling staircase, Sarah's heart hammered a frantic rhythm against her ribs. Trapped, with nowhere to run, she held the journal close, the whispers within its pages promising forgotten truths. As abruptly as it began, the haunting ceased. An unsettling silence descended, broken only by their ragged gasps. They stumbled out of the mansion, the cool night air a stark contrast to the chilling atmosphere they'd left behind. Yet, a seed of dread remained. The journal, Sarah knew, held secrets yet to be unveiled, secrets that could unravel the very fabric of their reality. As dawn painted the horizon with streaks of gold, a resolve hardened within her. She would return to Macready Manor, to face the whispers once more and unlock the mysteries trapped within the pages of the haunted journal. Beneath the city's breath. The city pulsed above, oblivious to the world hidden beneath its bustling streets. Here, in the forgotten realm of the sewers, darkness reigned. Labyrinthine tunnels, unseen veins of the city, carried waste and whispered secrets. Most avoided them, relegating them to stinking conduits. But something lurked within, a sinister presence patient in the shadows. Jake, an urban explorer with a morbid curiosity, craved the macabre. Armed with a sputtering flashlight and bravado fueled by recklessness, he descended into the yawning maw of a sewer entrance on a moonless night. The air hung thick with decay, punctuated by the ominous drip, drip, drip of unseen water. Every creak, every groan of unseen settling echoed in the oppressive silence. An unsettling feeling of being watched prickled at him, shadows dancing like phantoms at the edge of his vision. He pressed on, driven by the thrill of uncovering secrets buried beneath the city's skin. Hours, or maybe minutes, blurred as he navigated the twisting tunnels. Then, a glint of metal amidst the grimy debris, a rusted door half hidden from view. Curiosity gnawed at him, urging him closer. With a trembling hand, he pushed open the door. A narrow passage yawned before him, beckoning him deeper into the earth's cold embrace. The air thickened, and a sense of foreboding settled over him like a shroud. Faint whispers echoed in the distance, disembodied voices luring him onward. Ignoring the growing unease that gnawed at his sanity, he ventured deeper, morbid fascination outweighing fear. He stumbled upon a chamber unlike any he'd ever seen. Its walls were etched with grotesque symbols, glowing a sickly red in his weak flashlight beam. A monstrous statue loomed in the center, its form a hideous caricature of humanity. As he approached, a wave of dread threatened to drown him. A voice slithered into his ears, a seductive whisper emanating from the very walls. "Join us," it rasped, promising and threatening at the same time. Panic jolted him. He turned to flee, but unseen things writhed in the darkness, solidifying into chilling shapes. A deafening roar filled the chamber as they swarmed him, dragging him screaming into the abyss. The city awoke, oblivious to the night's events. The sun bathed the streets in light, while beneath them, the sewers remained silent. However, something stirred deep within, an ancient evil, patient and malevolent, waiting for the next explorer foolish enough to crave the secrets the darkness held.